Hello students, today we will continue with unit number 6, voltage regulators 6.2. After IC 723, the next topic is SMPS and switching topologies. Let us start with SMPS. SMPS stands for switch mode power supply. It is an electronic device or module that comprises a combination of inductors, capacitors and semiconductor devices like diodes and MOSFETs. Here are some images of SMPS. The first image is of 5 volts output voltage and 10 watts power rating. Second SMPS is of 12 volts output voltage and 15 watt power rating. The main task of SMPS is to convert unregulated DC supply into regulated DC supply. It is also called as DC to DC converter. Let us have a look at some basics related to SMPS. Where this SMPS is used, so you will find SMPS in CPU of your personal computer. It is also there in electronics appliances that you are using at your home. There are many advantages of SMPS over linear regulator, and that's why it is used. The main advantage is it is very power efficient. Hypothetically, there is no power loss in SMPS. It is having theoretically 100% efficiency, practically you will get 90% efficiency. It is very small in size, also weight is also very low. In this slide, we will understand basic operation of SMPS. If you understand, there are three parts of this circuit. First is this unregulated DC. Second is this electronic switch with pulse generator, and third part is filter and load. Let us understand how this circuit works. This pulse generator will continuously generate the pulse having on and off time. For on time, the transistor is on, it means it will act as switch and it will connect unregulated DC with filter. For off time of pulse, your transistor is open circuit. There is no connection between unregulated DC and the filter section. Now let us see how you will get the constant output at this node. For on period of pulse, transistor is acting as short circuit between this terminal and this terminal. It is acting as switch. You can also say for on period of pulse, switch is on. Unregulated DC is connected to filter. Filter is having components like inductor and capacitor. Inductor is energy storing element which stores the charge in its magnetic field. So for on period, you will get voltage here, whatever SMPS rating is according to that. For off period, transistor is off. Transistor is off, it means there is no connection between unregulated DC and filter section. But still, your filter is responsible to maintain the same voltage which was there previously for on period of pulse at this point. The output voltage will depend on average value of on and off period. You can also say like duty cycle of this pulse will decide the output voltage, value of output voltage that you are getting here. Let us understand the functional block diagram of SMPS. This circuit is similar to the circuit that we have seen in previous slide, except some additional components you are observing, which are comparator, potential divider circuit, and also error amplifier. So, potential divider circuit designed by R1 R2 resistor, error amplifier and comparator, these three components these three elements together will generate pulse that we are giving at base of the transistor. This transistor is same, it is acting as switch. Collector of that transistor is connected to unregulated DC. Emitter is connected to the filter section. So when transistor is on, simply it is connecting pulse, it is connecting this unregulated DC to filter section as we have seen in previous section. If transistor is off, this transistor is acting as open circuit, hence there is no connection between unregulated DC and this filter section. In both the cases you are going to get same output voltage because output voltage that we are getting at V0, which is depending on duty cycle of pulse that you are giving at base of this transistor. Let us understand how this error amplifier and comparator are working. Error amplifier, there are two terminals, it's op-amp circuit. Non-inverting terminal is taken from non-inverting input terminal is taking input from output only. So voltage given at this terminal will be R2 into V0 divided by R1 plus R2. Inverting terminal is fixed reference voltage. Output of error amplifier is given to comparator. Comparator's non-inverting terminal is connected to triangular wave generator. Comparator output is either on or off. It is generating pulse according to the value given by output of error amplifier. Hence, output voltage that you are getting V0 is depending on output of comparator. On and off period of pulse that you are applying at transistor input will decide the output voltage. Hence, V0 is given by T on divided by total T multiplied by V in, that is the value of V0, where T is total time period, T on plus T off of square wave which we are applying here at the base of this transistor. So ultimately you can say that V0 is depending on duty cycle of the square wave. If you want to increase V0, T on has to be increased. If you want to decrease V0, T on has to be decreased. Let us understand how this circuit will maintain the constant output at this slide. It will be summary of the circuit operation. T on, T off for transistor base or transistor is on or off, that we already discussed. That operation is exactly same as previous slide, so I am not discussing that again. We will be discussing two cases. First is, what if output voltage is increasing than designed limit. Suppose this circuit or SMPS is designed for plus 12 volt output voltage. In case for any reason if output voltage is increasing than the value designed, suppose your output is greater than 12 volts, then how the circuit will balance and maintain this 12 volts again? Let us see. If output is suppose greater than 12 volts, then input given to non-inverting terminal of error amplifier will also increase because this voltage is increasing. If input of non-inverting terminal of error amplifier is increasing, then of course difference will increase and hence output of error amplifier will increase. This will again increase the inverting input of this comparator, which will decrease the on period of the transistor, or you can say increase the off period of transistor, which will again reduce the value of V0. Similarly, if output voltage is reduced than the rated value, suppose it is less than 12 volts, then in that case this value will decrease, output of error amplifier will also decrease, inverting terminal input will decrease. Hence, on time of pulse which is given at transistor base will increase, and hence output will also increase. So this is how your circuit will counterbalance the fluctuation in output DC voltage at this terminal and maintain the constant V0 for which your SMPS is designed for. To summarize, we can say that SMPS is a circuit which is responsible for maintaining output voltage at constant value whatever the scenario may be inside the circuit. Now let us see different switching topologies. There are three switching topologies mainly. First is step down or buck switching regulator. Second is step up or boost switching regulator. And third is switching buck boost regulator. Let us see them one by one. The first circuit is of buck regulator. Second circuit is of boost regulator. Buck regulator will have output voltage which is less than or equal to the input voltage. Boost regulator will have output voltage which may be greater than input voltage. That's why the name is boost regulator. Let us understand operation of buck regulator. This transistor is acting as switch. For on period of pulse, it is acting as short circuit. Current will flow through inductor, capacitor, load. Voltage at this terminal will be fixed. For off period, there is no connection between this point and this point. Transistor is acting as open circuit. Diode is forward bias now. Current will flow in diode, inductor and capacitor as well as load. Voltage will be maintained at fixed value at this node for both the cases. Now let us go to boost regulator. For on period of pulse, transistor is short circuited. X and Y, these two terminals are connected. Current will flow from inductor and through short circuit. Diode is reverse bias. There is no connection between this circuit and this circuit in this case. For off period of pulse, transistor is open circuit. Current will flow from inductor to diode now. Diode is forward bias. And hence capacitor and load will also have current. In both the cases, fixed value of voltage will be maintained here. Here is the circuit diagram of switching buck boost regulator. Operation of this circuit can be explained via three different modes. Mode 1 when transistor is on, mode 2 when transistor is off, mode 3 when transistor and diode both are off. Let us start with mode 1. In mode 1, transistor is on, it means it is acting as short circuit. This voltage is applied to inductor. Diode will remain reverse bias. Inductor is flowing the current. At the same time, it is storing the energy. There is no connection between this section and this section because diode is reverse bias. Hence, there is no current in capacitor and resistor in mode 1. Now, let us see what will happen in mode 2. In mode 2, transistor is off. It means now the input is not given to this section. This input voltage is not given to this section. But inductor was storing energy in the previous mode. So now it will release its energy. The polarity of voltage will be reverse. This will be minus and this terminal will be plus. Hence, current will flow like this and your diode is now forward bias. Current will also flow through load. So diode is now forward bias and entire circuit will be completed like this. Current will flow anti-clockwise direction Here also anti-clockwise direction. In mode 3, let us understand what will happen. In mode 3, diode is also off, transistor is also off, but now again capacitor was stored by charge, again minus on this side, plus on this side. Lower plate of capacitor is charged with plus polarity. So now again current will flow in reverse direction, anti-clockwise direction in the third loop when all the components are off. In all three cases, output voltage will be constant and it will be reverse polarity than the input voltage. It is also called as inverting regulator because output voltage polarity is reverse than the polarity of input voltage. Operation of all the switching regulators can be explained via waveforms also and equations also. Whatever we have discussed theoretically is possible to prove writing equations at each node of the circuit and also by drawing waveforms for each node for all three switching regulators. I have not explained waveform in this presentation, but you can easily understand the waveforms and equation if you analyze the circuit by applying KCL or KVL at different nodes of each regulator circuit.